My beautiful viewers, thank you so much. You know how sometimes they say the worst thing can turn into being the best thing? So, how sometimes a bad thing actually, well, a silver lining, I guess you could say. So, for those of you who watched my very last video, I will link to it down below. I'll put the picture here, where I talked about it's basically Bell's palsy, which is just a fancy umbrella name for when you have a lame nerve that makes one side of your face droop. So I had some dental surgery and an implant, and I just have to say it was no fault of the maxillofacial surgeon. These things happen. But anyway, for those of you who are new here, that is why I'm a bit lopsided. Those of you who watched my last video and gave me all the support, so where I'm going with the silver lining is that I was feeling down. I was feeling embarrassed, like I couldn't be on camera like this. And the video I'd made where I was just speaking my weight loss journey got banned, taken down by YouTube because I don't know, apparently it was promoting eating disorders, which it was not. So if you haven't watched that video, go and watch it. But it turned out that that video I made talking about YouTube banning my weight loss journey video and my lame face and me pouring my heart out, I can barely talk today, my heart out to you guys. The overwhelming response I got of love and support in the comments has I don't know. I don't have the words to describe how much it means to me. It means so much. I have read every comment. I've tried to take in the words of support and love from you guys, and not have I tried, I have taken it in. I mean, I tried to absorb it. Sometimes, you read comments quickly, but I try to really pause and be still and go into feeling the support from you guys, and I did. And here's the beautiful part, how the worst thing became the best thing. That vulnerable video where you guys commented and showed me your support, it was the video that actually got so many of you that I didn't know were watching to comment. People that say usually they don't comment, but they just wanted to say, some words of support and all that. I actually felt finally I know my audience in a small way, which is for a YouTuber. Let me explain to you guys, those of you who do have YouTube channels, and I went and watched one of your guys' videos. It's really hard to open up, to talk, and to share to a camera, to a cell phone, when you are not seeing the audience, their response, their eyes. Like you guys who are watching me right now, I cannot see your eyes. I cannot see if you are interested. I obviously don't know where you live. I mean, some of you have put the countries you're watching from, and I love hearing that. So wherever you're watching from, if you feel like it, please let me know in the comments below where you are watching from. It actually does help me try and tailor some of the content to speak in pounds rather than kilograms, to speak in miles rather than kilometers. But anyway, I actually, with that video, I got a sense of who you guys are. And I know a small percentage of my total viewers and subscribers commented, but I mean, that's how it always is going to be. Not everyone's going to comment. I don't expect everyone to comment. But I finally got this amazing sense of who's watching, and overwhelmingly, who's watching is good, kind hearted, beautiful women. And by beautiful, I mean your souls. So thank you. Again, I have to say, please forgive the fact that I cannot emote like I want to. This side is fine, but if I use this side, I'm looking really lopsided. So I'm trying not to use too much of my face at all. So today I thought I would actually dress up, put on, how do you like this cup? That's from Shein. This is from Shein as well. So put on something nice, make myself feel good, and make this video in response to the response I got from that video. And I just want to say, you guys have given me so much encouragement, so much love. And I know most of you are here for the weight loss, and I won't stop making weight loss videos, but I will do other content as well. There'll be pillars, and I even played around with, so again, let me know in the comments if this sounds good. I played around with maybe doing 3 videos a week in different categories, like midlife Monday or something, or whatever, weight loss Wednesday, fitness Friday, or some kind of thing like that, where then you know that on that day you're going to get weight loss. On that day you're going to get gym and running and walking and fitness. And on that day, maybe the Monday, we'd talk about anything to do with midlife. I don't know if that's a thought. But in this video today, I want to say that I've been thinking about weight loss, and I don't want to let you guys down. I know you come here for the weight loss tips and tricks and understanding. And whilst I do feel like I have said it all in a way, you can always say things again and again. I know that because when I am on any journey, I need continued motivation, continued support, continued inspiration. And so I'm not going to let my self-embarrassment over this hold me back. I have filmed a mini at-home easy workout video, which I will upload probably in the next 2 days, where I'm going to talk over it for you guys, because I was trying to obviously do videos where I can just have my hair long and I don't have to talk. But I've realized, you guys, you're accepting me going through this Bell's palsy face that I have right now. So thank you for that. And whilst I can't formally go and exercise in the gym, well, I probably actually could. I just don't want to. I don't want to face people like this. I can walk, and I've been doing very, very gentle, easy at-home exercises. So I've recorded that. And the reason they are gentle and easy is because what happens with the facial nerve or the muscle or whatever, I'm not a doctor, but it's in some, I think, some part of the bone of your face or in wherever it is. And when there's like just, even if it's just localized swelling, it cannot innervate your face the way it normally does. And so that localized inflammation blocks it. And so you don't want to go and exercise and stress yourself and do anything strenuous and then just up the inflammation. And that is the whole point, is to try and reduce inflammation. And that's why they prescribe anti-inflammatories or like corticosteroids or prednisone. So in general, everything I've read says that it should come back on its own within a few weeks, well, with the anti-inflammatories. I just need to be gentle with myself. So isn't that a lesson for life? Just be gentle with yourself. So what this is doing for me is teaching me so much. It's teaching me so much, so many small lessons. And some of you may have gotten these lessons from life, from living, because you are midlife, you are older. We all know a lot more than when we were younger. But the lesson is acceptance. I cannot change this. I have to accept it is what it is. And then I had to get very calm and quiet. Obviously, I've been on an emotional roller coaster, but getting calm and quiet, and going through the why me, why is this happening to me, and what is the purpose, what is the meaning, what is the reason, which I tend to do. I tend to overanalyze. I realize it is what it is, and that this is nothing compared to what so many other people are going through. There are so many people who have had strokes, who have had car accidents, who have had debilitating diseases, battling cancer of all kinds, battling. So what I'm trying to say is, whilst I don't feel lucky, this is not the end of the world. And I actually can make videos. I just need to tell you guys what's going on and then just be gentle. So I know that you guys can understand if I don't emote properly. I do feel like I thought, oh, they're going to think I'm so grotesque and so weird and no one's going to want to look at me. And I even thought, should I make videos sitting at an angle like this? But that also feels weird, because then I don't know, just feels weird. Maybe when I go outside walking, I can hold the camera at an angle. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, weight loss. So having this challenge, having the time to think, having the time where I'm not exercising myself. So I have more time in my head, more meditation time, journaling time, more self-reflection time. I keep thinking, how do I do a weight loss channel that is also about self-love? Because the two seem to me to be in conflict, right? Like, how do you love yourself but also want to lose weight? And yet I keep thinking, but it is possible. You can love yourself and still want to lose weight or still want to take care of your body, still want to go on this weight loss, health, looking after your body journey. The two are not mutually exclusive. Just because you love yourself, in fact, I would almost argue because you love yourself, you want to take care of your body. And so what I would like to offer you guys, and tell me if this is something that interests you, is weight loss, but from a perspective of self-love. I really have not fought, but battled my way or come to this point in my life where I do love myself, and I never used to when I was younger. Like the physical self, I always felt, and I know it sounds stupid, but it is what it is. I always felt unattractive, not pretty enough, like the ugly duckling, the plain Jane, when I was in school and high school. And looking back now, I mean, I was fine. There was nothing wrong. But anyway, it's how you feel, and you carry that with you. And so I think that is why that kind of teenage, I wouldn't call it a deep wound, but the teenage wound of feeling not good enough has always led me now on this path of health, wellness, looking my best, trying to be my best on the outside. But to do it with coming from a place of self-love, I think is so much more powerful than doing that from a place of negativity where you are like berating yourself and hating on yourself, because that becomes almost like violent towards yourself, where you are punishing yourself. So let's say, for example, let me give you an example. You start an eating plan and an exercise routine, and you motivated, and then you do it, and then life gets in the way, and you either can't get to the gym, or you get sick, or whatever the case may be. And then you also slip up and you eat too much, or you eat the wrong foods. I always say there's no wrong foods, but whatever. If you come from a place of self-love, that slip up, you will treat it with compassion. You will say, okay, I didn't stick to my diet. I do want to lose the weight, but it's okay. The weight loss will just be delayed. That's all it really means. It just means that for the day or 2 or 3 following, you won't actively be in a weight loss phase. You might be in a maintenance phase, meaning let's say you weigh 65, you were dieting, you dropped down to 64, then you fell off your diet or whatever, or you didn't get to the gym or whatever it was, and now you are 64 and a half or whatever, as an example. That's okay. It's okay. It is okay, and you can hover there. You don't have to always be losing. You can be there. And what got me to think about this as well, same with healing and things of that nature. Healing also is not linear. Neither is weight loss, neither is life, neither is anything. So let's say you want to lose weight. You would like, in general, for the trend to go down. We all would. But it's never going to go down unless you are so strict you're like a robot. And even then, inflammation, your period, your hormones, your stress levels, your lack of sleep, whatever, that line will never just be straight down. Weight loss always does this, but as long as it's trending slowly downwards, please be gentle with yourself. And even if it trends down and then goes back up, that is okay. It is okay. It's all okay. Everything is okay. Funny, that's a saying that I've been telling myself lately a lot because of this. I keep saying to myself, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So what happened after I made that video, the one that I've spoken about, which is going to be linked below, I tried to use the side of my face. I can feel the life returning there, but it's painfully slow. It's painfully slow, and I don't know why. I don't know, because of the whole infected root canal that the infection has set in. I don't know. Obviously, I was on antibiotics. So, healing from something, it does this. So after using my face and trying to smile too much in that video, so excuse me if I'm not smiling like I normally would, yesterday was actually a very bad day in terms of inflammation, and I could actually feel almost like a sensitivity. And it just shows you that you think you're on the up and then down, up and down. Healing goes like that. Weight loss goes like that. Emotions, up and down, up and down. And so I want you guys to, on your weight loss journey, on your health and fitness journey, whatever thing you're on, be gentle with yourself. Please, 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 take it from me. You will not speed the process up anymore by being harsh and being like a sergeant major with yourself, it might work for you. And if psychologically, if that works for you, that's great. That's fine. Because one of the things I always say is you've got to find what works for you. You've got to find psychological tricks that work for you. So if you are on, okay, I want to lose weight, maybe for you being super strict won't work for you. Maybe for you, tracking every day becomes such a burden that it actually throws you right off, and you just give up, throw in the towel. That's the word I was looking for. Although I think tracking is a wonderful, wonderful tool, and it's something I keep telling you guys, track. Do it for a period of time. Tracking, obviously, no one wants to track for their whole lives unless you are a competitive athlete. And actually, this time away from the gym, and obviously I had to pull out of this comp that's coming up, the one where I was going to wear an evening gown and a bling bikini and dress up, and it was going to be so exciting. And I had to pull out, and I'm hoping they're going to refund me some of the money. Being away from all of that, and actually right now my diet is not good, it has made me realize that the things I talk about are very much from the mindset of a bikini athlete, where you track, you weigh, you measure. And those are tools, and they are wonderful, and they do work. But it's not the only way to weight loss. In fact, I've often said as well, though, there are many diet roads that lead to weight loss. In fact, any kind of, when I say diet, it means like following a plan. Any way that works for you can lead to weight loss. It could be keto. It could be, I know people who do carnivore, and I think good for them. It doesn't work for me. It just made me, I had the runs for 2 weeks solid. I didn't like it at all. Keto for me, it kind of worked, but it didn't work because I like to be active when I'm not like this. And I find keto doesn't work for an active lifestyle, in my humble opinion, because I just cramped and I felt like I had no power, and it wasn't good for me personally. But I know people who it works for. Intermittent fasting can work for you. Again, I would say if you don't go to gym every day like I like to do when I'm on my A game, at least 5 days a week, then intermittent fasting can work. But for me, it leaves me feeling tired and hungry in the morning. So I eat every morning. I don't skip breakfast. But that's me. It doesn't mean that you need to not skip breakfast. So there are many, many paths. It could be vegan for you. It could be vegetarian. It could be any combination of eating ways or methods that you find good for you. Like maybe for you, it really is portion control, and that is your trick, which for me has been something I always fall back on. When we go away on holiday, or whenever I go away, and obviously you don't want to be like weighing and measuring or eating healthy foods or just salads or all that on holiday. You want to go out and experience the restaurants, and you want to have cocktails, and you want to have whatever, the poolside, bar side menu. At those times, I've actually often managed to even lose weight sometimes on holiday by portion control. And usually when I'm on holiday, you are walking, you are exploring. One time we were on a cruise ship, so whilst we weren't walking around, you're walking up and down the cruise ship and going up and down the flights of stairs and looking at the entertainment. So even though it was all you could eat, all food, all day long, like open buffets and all that crazy stuff. I mean, this was when my kid was very little. I didn't gain weight at all. And in fact, I think I even lost a couple of grams on the cruise ship, because you're busy, you're active, you're dancing. Like, oh, they have a lot of like dancing and like, like rooftop nightclubby type things going on the cruise ships. And so I know for a fact that it is not about magical foods. There is no magical or special weight loss foods. You can lose weight eating any of your favorite foods as long as it's in the right amounts. Portion control. And again, as I always say, let's just sing it together now for you guys who are regulars here. Calories in, calories out. I know that's not the full story and it's not the whole picture, because protein is like a special thing, because it will definitely help repair your muscles. It is the package that these wonderful amino acids come in, and we need them. And we need them in big enough quantities, especially if you are trying to build muscle. But I've come to realize something. A lot of you are actually not that interested in building muscle, even though it is something that I am interested in because I do the fitness competitions. Well, I'm hoping I can make the December one. Haven't trained properly, so we'll see about that. But when I put on my community post, I put all those body types and I said, which ones do you guys find the most attractive? Overwhelmingly, the body type that was found to be most attractive was this body type here. And she is what I would call unexercised, not trained. She is slim, slender. She's not too skinny, but she's certainly not full and round and voluptuous. And she's certainly not muscular and trained like an athlete. And interestingly enough, I thought the athletic body types would do better, and they didn't. So it's interesting that still to this day, women are aspiring to a more traditional skinny look. Even in this world where we've got body positivity, we've got bikini athletes, we've got women at the gym lifting weights. I honestly thought that the more muscular, more athletic look would do well, and it didn't. So that was interesting to me, to be honest. So it tells me that popular culture, because of media, I think because of things like when you watch Selling Sunset, they're all skinny and slim and slender. You look at fashion shows, at runway models, they are still stick thin, unfortunately. And I guess it is true. Clothes do look better on like a wire metal coat hanger frame type body. If you guys are not that interested in building muscle, you don't need to worry as much about hitting like this high protein goal. I would still say, because we are older, and this is just my best guess, because we are, and I'm assuming most of you are older, 40s, 50s, some of you in your 30s, having a high enough protein intake is still good because it does, in and of itself, help prevent sarcopenia. Now, I don't think protein is just a magic bullet. You do need to tell your muscles through exercise. So you're going to exercise, and that signals to your muscles, we need you, grow, stick around, stay full, stay strong. So I don't think just eating protein will prevent sarcopenia, but I think, let's say you're not interested in building muscle, but you want to preserve what you've got, then I would say hitting a decent protein target. It could be 0.8 grams of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So that's less than what I generally recommend, which is like 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. And as I always say, it's not the weight of the protein that you're eating, it's the protein contained in that piece of, let's say, meat, for example. Because if you dehydrated it and took all the moisture out, obviously it would shrink down. So the protein content in your, let's say, your steak or your chicken breast or your tofu or your whatever, you need to look at the protein content in that meat. So not the weight of the food. So that's how you meet your protein goals. So let's say chicken breast has got roughly 20 grams of protein, but the chicken breast itself weighs what? Like 120 grams, there or thereabouts. So you could actually have a slightly lower protein goal overall if you're not interested and don't care to build muscle. And yeah, I've seen that most of you guys just want to look slim. And if you just want to look slim, I would say focus on cardio, do a little bit of resistance training because I do still think it's really good as we age. But then it really is more about calories in, calories out. And there again, nothing evil or wrong about fat, but the fat in the food is high in calories. And don't I know, lately I've been eating a lot of comfort food to comfort me emotionally. Oh, don't judge me. And I've been having cake with rich icing, and I've been having a lot of peanut butter and a lot of, these are all my personal like comfort foods, my go-to foods, foods that if it were my last day on earth, I would eat. Lasagna, I love, although that's such a mission to cook. But cheese, pizza. And whilst I have gained like 2 kgs, I was on a nice trajectory. I was building muscle and leaning down, and I was hovering around 51, but I know that I'd lost some fat because my muscles were looking fuller. I was hovering around 51, and now I'm hovering around 53. So I've gained about 2 kgs. I know it's fat because my muscles are not looking any bigger. I know it's not muscle gain. In fact, my muscles look a bit smaller. Probably there's less inflammation. And I think, not that I think you don't just lose all your muscle, but your muscle does reduce a little bit because I'm not using my muscles as much. So I'm eating all the quote unquote fatty foods, which is not what I normally recommend. But I know that I will get back into the healthier, more fit lifestyle as soon as I'm feeling up to it, as soon as all this inflammation has died down. But for you guys, if you just want to be slim, and I know that's what most women want, even though I think really we should be breaking free of the typical modern westernized ideal body standard, but most of you still want that, and I get it. I understand why. We want to feel beautiful. We want to feel like we are accepted in our society. And what does our society want? And what does our society glorify? The slim woman. So in that case, ladies, it's really about calories in, calories out. And so I know that this is not stellar diet advice, but if you want to maybe have a bigger supper, skip a meal during the day. If your blood sugar and your blood sugar levels can handle it. Yeah, that's my honest truth. It may not be what a nutritionist would say, but or have a smaller breakfast, a smaller lunch, a bigger supper, or whatever the case may be. But you have to make an allowance for the fact that you need to somewhat slightly reduce your calories if you want to lose weight. And if you just want to be slim and trim, do the cardio, do the walks, do the jogging, do the elliptical. Again, I would still promote some weight training, but I do understand now that a lot of you do not want to put on any more muscle than what you already have, because you guys think, you know what, I just want to look slim in my clothes. And I get that. For a long time, I felt the same way. I thought, I don't want to build any muscle. I don't want my arms to be any wider. Like, I didn't want any width there, because I thought, well, in my clothes, I'm going to look bigger. What I've come to realize is that muscle actually looks small. Even when you have muscle, you look small. And the beauty of muscle and building your muscle is that you end up, your waist gets smaller because or it also looks smaller because you're volumizing all your other muscles. But if you just want to be slim, that's calories in, calories out. I don't know how many more times I can say that, but I know some of you believe it is in a certain kind of a diet. And if that diet works for you and you believe in it and you like it, stick with it. Stick with it. But in general, what I've seen, like even people on carnivore or vegans or one meal a day people or whatever it is, the diet works because in total their calories are less. So for example, keto, you can get away with eating high fat, even though fat has got 9 calories per gram, because you are not eating the breads, the pastas, the chips, the sweets, the cool drinks, the frappes, the Starbucks, all those sugary things. You are cutting out so much that you end up in total over a week, over a month, eating a lot less calories. And when it doesn't work for those people, I bet you if they just track, they would see that they've actually taken in too many calories from the fat. So when they say keto is not working for me, this is my assumption. Again, I'm not an expert, but what I am good at is noticing in myself and being an N of one experimenter on myself. And this is where I get my and this is where I get my knowledge from, is always noticing, just going back to what works for me, what's working for me. And now when I'm not training and eating right, particularly, I mean, I still eat pretty healthy. Last night we had steak and veggies, with steak, potatoes, and vegetables. Very healthy supper. But in general, for the most part, I'm just giving myself the break. But like right now, I'm noticing what is happening to my body. How are my muscles looking? How is my fitness levels? Am I breathing? Am I out of breath when I climb up the stairs? These kinds of things. So I encourage you to notice. I've also taken my waist measurement. My waist has gone up by 2 centimeters. So I know I'm packing on a little bit here, and it's okay. It's okay. It's also okay. I know that I will lose the weight if and when I'm ready. And it's not a lot. 2 kilograms is not a lot. What is that, like 5 pounds? That is all I have for you today. I think I've gone on long enough about weight loss. And my ladies, thank you for reaching out to me. It's so nice to feel connected and to feel like I'm starting to get to know you guys and to feel the support. It was so wonderful. Overwhelmingly wonderful. Thank you. And I know I hate it when people say, oh, and I love you. But I actually really do. I don't love you like I love my family, but there is a human love for you guys. And I really am starting to feel that connection. And it is so wonderful. So wonderful. I really hope Can't wait for the day when I'm back to normal and when my speech is not even a little bit impaired but I don't want to hide anymore. I don't want to hide anymore. I think being vulnerable and then you guys can watch the progression and see how things improve with me will be interesting. Coming up will be more videos that I think you'll enjoy, and I encourage you, if you haven't checked out all my weight loss videos, for those of you who are new here, go and check them out. I will link to my weight loss playlist down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.